Hello, Pro Alerts and Crypto Smartwatch members. Thank you guys for your membership. I hope that what we're putting together here turned into some phenomenal profits as this little wave of bullishness seems to be coming along here. As we start off going through searching for the coins that we want to get into, we have to know the three parts of the trading plan. That is, that we're looking for the break of the downtrend line, we're looking for the breach of the 1, 2, 3 formation, and we're looking for the EMAs to cross in there somewhere. However, we have to go through the 5 stages of the trade. That is, once the alert is triggered, this is the most dangerous time of the trade. This is where we have to be on our highest alert and be ready to manage risk right away. We're only going to hold trades that prove us correct. We're going to start off really small on the trade, and we're going to get to stage 3 where our stop loss is up above our entry as quickly as we can. And we may do a lot of work in stage 2, stage 3 of the trade to get a clean entry on these different markets. So as we get into the trade, it doesn't mean we're going to make money. It just means that the market has moved far enough along that it's worth taking the risk. Now we have to really manage that risk. So now as we're coming through all of these 1, 2, 3 bottom formations, even though they may take off, we have to get our stop above our entry and be ready for it to fail and come back. Mostly because of the US dollar index looks like it's going to be going higher. And if it does, it's going to crush Bitcoin and the alts and gold and silver and everything. And it's all tied to oil prices right now. So if oil prices top out and come down, then the US dollar index may be making a top formation here. If I go to the weekly time frame and pull it back, we can see that we are at a double top. It could be a place that we get a top formation. But as I've talked about in the past, back in 2014, we had a similar circumstance where the US dollar was coming up to old highs, and it continued to go higher in 2013 and again in 2014 right here, where the US dollar index kept going higher. So if we're in a similar circumstance economically here, then altcoins are going to get wrecked. And our risk controls right now is going to save our butt so that we can get out, keep our money where it is at least, and then be watching for when those bottom formations come in again, and they'll all coincide to the US dollar index making a top formation. So this hammer reversal weekly candle is still a hope for us for the alts. And when I go into the daily, I see a good strong bearish divergence in the US dollar index. That's another piece of hope for us and means that we have to get ready. And then we've come up to what now could be a 1, 2, 3 top formation as we get into the smaller time frames. So as I go in closer and closer, we do have a 1, 2, 3 here, and we're coming up to retest those support and resistance levels right now. So should we run out of steam and oil prices drop and the US dollar index start to break below these levels, then all of our altcoins are going to be really awesome. Not only are we going to be happy with the entries that we got, but our Pro Alerts is going to be looking for nitro trades. That is the add-on trade to all of these. So we want to put in $50 at the bottom of all of these coins. And then if it comes up and pulls back to the 50% level of the recent move, and it makes a 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna add on to this trade. Hopefully it comes back, to the 67% level and of the Fibonacci's. Right? 50% level or the 67% level, flip it, whatever number you want to use. You can see that the numbers are relative and they do line up to support and resistance. And when they do, and we come down to a 1, 2, 3, then I have $50 of this coin already. I have my stop above my entry. Prices have come down. Now I can add $100 onto this because my average entry would be still below the entry price. My stop loss could be above my average entry, and I've got a much bigger trade on now as this market is changing direction. And this add-on part is variable. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just have to keep looking for this pattern, that shape of the pattern, and not the numbers of the pattern. So wherever it comes up to, and then it pulls back and consolidates, if it makes those shape and that number, I can now add on to that trade because my average entry is above or below my stop loss, I'm not going to lose any of my original entry on this. I can increase my exposure without increasing my original risk that I had at the beginning. And this is how the pros do it, to protect themselves and to be bigger on their winning trades and smaller on the losing trades here, like this one. So if we had got in on this, it would have hit our stop sometime, hopefully, because it's just psychologically damaging to hold a sideways trade that's a loser. I don't like drawdown. It doesn't make me happy. So I try to avoid it. I want to start off today by talking about a phenomenal question that just came in from a new member, and I'm sure that everyone will benefit from the answer here, so I'm making a video. Here's the question. I'm having a bit of trouble choosing which currency to get into. Quite a lot of alerts are passing by in the Discord group. Hopefully you have a video with some more text and explanation about how to make the best choice. Of course, the choice is always up to you, but he wanted to ask anyway. Now, I agree. As we are coming up to this movement right now, there's a ton of alert status coins. All of a sudden, just a whole ocean of them. And actually, we could see this ocean coming ahead of time by using the smartwatch auto spreadsheet. And I post this screenshot in our group so that we can see it often, but you don't get direct access to this spreadsheet. Instead, I've got a hokey way of pulling in the today page and the yesterday page into the website so that you can go to the Crypto Smartwatch and open up the Alt BTC auto spreadsheet and the Alt versus USD auto spreadsheet. And what you will be seeing there is the today and yesterday pages pulled in. So it is like crazy when you have today this many new alerts and this many new holds. And yesterday we had another wave of new alerts, new holds. That is in the smartwatch auto. And as we go to the crypto smartwatch, the difference is here is that this is manually reviewed, and it makes sure that you go through all three criteria: the break of the downtrend trend line, the 1, 2, 3 formation, the 12-hour EMA cross. And this is the important thing. And it keeps us out of a whole bunch of extra work, actually, and it lets us limit it down. But it's still at a time like this, because we're doing the spreadsheet of all the markets, how do you choose which one of these? Now, ideally, you would have $20,000 US, and you would put $50 US into any one of the coins that goes into hold status, and you wouldn't give it a thought. You just put your $50 in, and you'd take your $50 out when it said to exit. No thought. And that would be the ideal way to do it. But of course, many of us don't have $20,000, and we don't have the time to come in and do this every day, that it's a new hold that I've got to do it. This is a partial exit. I've got to do it. You know, yesterday we had a whole bunch of new holds. I've got to do all of those on that day. I've just got to have that half an hour to an hour of time to go and buy $50 of chess, $50 of this, $50 of that, $50 of Fourth and GTO. And so that would be the ideal way to go through it. No thought required, and the system really does well over time, though there are areas where we're going sideways, and this will get us in, and then it'll kick us out right away, and sometimes that'll happen like a whole bunch of little losses all at the same time, because it's not a real bull market. Now, I'm thinking this one's going to be a stronger bull market, so then it comes down to each of you to limit that list down. And some of the ways that I'm limiting the list down, as you can see the color coding along the side here, as I'm looking for coins that are holding above this May 12th dip. If they've dipped down below it, it's a whole new category. It's a whole new number one point. It's got to build its own thing out there. From there, underneath a whole new range of resistance. However, if it held, then it is in a different color category here. So this one just barely makes it into my color category. This one makes it into my color category because it's got the higher lows. So then I'm going to pay attention to only the coins that are in that color category, my pro list. There's 160 out of the 300 in this. And then I can narrow it down even more to my pro holds. And this may be out of date. I have to manually do this. And then I can limit it down to the coins that have made a 1, 2, 3 that are breaking above it. And okay, this is, you look like you're actually changing the direction and not just pumping and going to be dumping. So if I was to start off with this coin right now, you can see our Pro Alerts has the stop above the entry. There's nothing to do for us on this one now. But if I was just entering this right now, I would treat this much the same way with my entry and my stop loss. And then I would be there to babysit it during this period of time so I could get my stop above my entry. And then if it comes back and kicks me out, well, I have to try again. That's the work of trading. And for a long time, for my own part, I would try to avoid this work of trading by moving my stop losses so that I didn't have to jump in and out. But that's the work of trading. That's it. So if I try to avoid that work, I'm probably not going to do as well over time. And I'll probably take more risks than I should have. So as it comes down to the crypto smartwatch control panel, it does come down to the hard work of going through all of these different coins and looking at that 1, 2, 3 formation to see if it is something that is working for you. One of the ways that I also like to limit it down is by organizing according to its market cap. So I can limit it down to just the low market cap coins. So as we're starting off at the members section of the web, then you can come to the crypto smartwatch area, and there's all the information here, direct access to the spreadsheet, pulled in data from the alt auto spreadsheets, and then the TradingView script access. The Pro Alerts provides more in that it breaks things down into portfolios. So now I can just open up the low cap portfolio. And while this is mislabeled here, we can see that these are all the low market cap coins that are in hold status. And we can see they are open profit and loss here. So you can take a look at, like, hold down control and click on these to open up the original alert. And then you can go to the chart itself and take a look at Alpine, or what, and this is the work of trading. Say, hey, this is still consolidated within a very nice range. It's absolutely something that I could jump into right now because it's consolidated so nicely. And you know what? It actually could be an add-on trade for the Pro Alerts if you're super aggressive on this coin. And it's a little bit too aggressive for me to write an add-on trade. I really want to have a lot more profit on top of this. But if I'm scanning through all the different coins now in the charts from the spreadsheets, this is what I have to come in and look for. This is the job I have to do now so that I know my entry, my profit target according to support and resistance from the past. My stop loss is going to be just below this consolidation area. And then I'm good to go. As soon as it kicks there, I can just do a market order and then babysit it and move my stop loss up. Or you may want to put a limit order in the market, a stop limit order that once the price comes up and hits that limit, that you put a stop or market order, a market stop order just below the market so that you're instantly filled right away as soon as it hits your limit. And then your stop loss, one cancels other, is down below, and you're off and going. This trade is set up and ready to go, and your $50 is triggered out of your $20,000. This is all I would be doing on the first entry is $50, and I'd be looking to add another 50 onto that. Now, maybe if I had gone through and shortlisted everything down, I know that I'm only going to even trade 160 coins. The other 100 coins, I'm not even going to look at them. Then I know I can put more into each of these different coins, but still only as a pro, I would only put in a little bit of my total that I want to trade. So if $100 I want to trade in this, I would only put in 50. I might even only put on 25 to start off with, to be sure that if I'm not right, my losses are going to be smallest. And if I am right, there's lots of time to add on to it. It's going to trend. It's going to trend for 6 weeks. If the US dollar index tops out here and pulls back, these alts are going to really go. And so doing the work right now to go through each of these different coins, at whatever status they're in, and check them all out. So as a Pro Alert subscriber, I would head to the Binance page or the portfolios page, and I would move this out to 50 entries of all of the alerts that are set up right now, and I would just start combing through them And I would say, is that worth my $50? There's a lot of work to do here right now, for sure. I've been busting my buns trying to keep ahead of everything so that this information is there for you, so that you can just open it up. And if it works for you, you can play it out. You can open it up, check out the chart. You know the 1, 2, 3, the consolidation pattern. You know the rest of it now. I'm hoping that this saves you many hours by presenting everything to you like this. Now let's jump into some more of this as I've gone through and talked about how to narrow down the list. But I really wanted to start off the focus on where we are in the 5 stages of the trade. We are right at the beginning now. Our alerts have been triggered. We're working hard at getting our stop losses and managing risk, because we don't know if US dollar index goes up, these will all get wrecked, and we'll have to get out the smallest losses will be the best. And if US dollar index does top out and come down, man, we are sitting pretty. And I really want to add on and make the bucks on this, because it won't last long. There's too many other negative forces in the world right now. We might get a little pump here and 200-300% on some of these alts. But then when we make those top formations, we're going to be paying more attention to those top formations and looking at the futures trading where we can short those top formations. When we use our main indicator on the 12-hour time frame, we can see where it told us to short these markets. Right? We can see that this was an alert. Go long. Here is take profit, go short, maybe get out, no, maybe get out, no. But look at that wild move, and it didn't kick us out because of the EMAs as a filter. Had we been playing this properly with our stop losses 2 levels behind all the way along, we'd have played this short all the way down with no stress. So I really want to be ready to do that same thing again. Now we have these bottoms. Things have pulled back that we could be looking at some entries here. Again, if US dollar index tops out and starts to come down. All of this is contingent on where the big money is. And if some of that big money is coming back, these are the most sensitive markets. They're going to go. They're going to really go. The bottom formation has to develop more for all of those. And yet when I go to my pro list and I'm looking at the alt versus Bitcoin, they are very much outperforming Bitcoin right now. This group of coins is, so if you would put your money into Bitcoin, these are going to grow us more Bitcoin right now. And I want that. I do believe Bitcoin is going to outperform the fiat currency over time. And I do want to continue building my Satoshi. And I see that this right now, the alts versus Bitcoin, is definitely looking good. This select group of coins are all looking good to me. They're all looking worth putting the $50 into as I'm scanning through these right now. It does look good. Now let me go and double check on Bitcoin dominance, because the US dollar index to Bitcoin is like Bitcoin dominance to alts. If dominance is dropping, this is good for alts. Just generally. So dominance dropping is showing us that. We see it in our spreadsheet. So dominance dropping is really good for alts, and the fact that our spreadsheet got us into the alts over the last 2 weeks is also really, really phenomenal. So it's showing that our system is giving us the advance warning and putting us into position before this market takes off. And as Bitcoin dominance drops from here and drops further, we're going to see these alts really start to blast off now. And if US dollar index tops out and the oil prices start to come down, these are going to blast. They're going to really blast, because everybody and their dog is going to want to put their money into it. Of course, a little bit too late, because they were fearful and doubtful and they didn't have the 1, 2, 3s. And it's okay, but as they put their money into it, it's going to drive it back to historical levels. And this is where those coins are going to be making top formations. So if I take a look at ADA and we give it the Fibonacci's just overall, we can expect that it might run up to the 50% level and give us a top formation. It might run up to this 60, right up to these levels here and give us a top formation. So this is, now that we already have a hold position in this is what we're targeting by using the parallel channel to see when those meet up with support and resistance from the past. And you can use the Fibonacci's. They work out to support and resistance in the past too. But the main thing is that we are watching for the 1, 2, 3 to be closing out of our positions and to get out of them. And in the meantime, we just want to keep our stop loss just above our entry, and then 2 levels of support and resistance back. So just in case this goes up higher, we don't get kicked out too soon. Once it makes the verified 1, 2, 3, it's already going to be coming back to testing that second level of support and resistance on the way up. So we're good. We're set. We've got the plan on the way in, the risk control right now. We've got the verification that this looks pretty good for the alts, and we've got the plan for adding on as we go. Plus, we've got the top formation. We know when we're going to be getting out, and we know, generally in the space of things what we're going to be looking for. And of course, the US dollar index again is going to be super key. Should this top out from here and come down, then we're going to be laughing. But we're going to be watching for it to make the same reversal as we're watching in our alts, that US dollar index comes down and tests some of these levels of the Fibonacci's that match up to support and resistance from the past. Then we know what we're heading into, what we're looking for. So this will be our alts top formation right here when the US dollar index has made a parallel channel downward and is making a bottom formation. So oil prices will have pulled back and consolidated or something like that. So this is generally the waves that I'm watching for. Hope this video is helpful for you guys. And that wraps up this Pro Alert video and Crypto Smartwatch video. I'm really super keen about all the work we've done over the past 2 weeks to have caught this setup as it was building. Now we're in position, and as dominance drops, if US dollar index goes, we are already in position, and I really want to hear your success stories. I'll talk to you on Discord. Bye for now.